Okay, we'll go ahead and call to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Elise, can you have roll call?
Betty Drew. Here. PJ Beatles.
Here.
Ryan Dietrich.
Here.
Jan Sommer.
Here.
And Mike Womack is not present.
Thank you. We do have one addition to the agenda to add for 9.2, policy updates. A name and email update. Corey will go over that in a little bit. For policies GBN/JBA-AR1 and JBA/GBN-AR1.
That's what the section, or the section, yeah.
And I believe that's it to the agenda. With that, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda. Take the update.
I motion that we approve the consent agenda, including the update.
Motion by Director Dietrich. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Director Drew, seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 4.0, public comment. Anybody signed up for public comment? Well, we have you guys for the name. We have you coming up right after that. So that'll bring us to 5.0, Nehalem Valley Livestock and Archery. Julie Cano and Heather McBain, please come up.
Hi.
Thank you.
For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Heather McBain. I am one of the 4-H leaders for Nehalem Valley Livestock, and I'm also a teacher here at Church School. And we have come back to present ourselves in front of the board again. The students did a really incredible job this year at the fair and really all year long. There are things that they learn through 4-H that they don't learn other places, and they develop skills that even some young adults don't have. Last time we were here, I watched one of our students ask if he could give you his buyer letter, and he did. And that is the same thing as walking up to the owner of a company and saying, can I give you my resume and my job application? That's a scary thing, but that's a 6th grader who did that. And they do that to other businesses as well. So there's a lot of value in 4-H and a lot of things that the kids learn besides things like how to take care of your animal. So they are learning other skills, developing new skills, and building on the things they already know.
And I just wanted to say thank you for having us back. We just wanted to kind of have an opportunity for our kids, for one, to have public speaking, because I feel like the more that they can get out in front of people, the better that they will do for our community. And so I'm trying to give them an opportunity to do that. And I just want to brag on them for a little bit. We took 11 kids to the fair. We had one student who did hall exhibits, and she's going to hold up her book right now. And she kind of cleaned house. And she was at fair every day. She did not have an animal, but she was at fair every single day helping us scoop stalls, keeping everybody organized, and just being great moral support. And we had kids have to learn to strategize and plan and come up with the unexpected. We had Ryder, who was showing a steer and a sheep at the same time. And he was going, how do I get my steer blow dried? Well, these lovely people back here, I could go on and on, but they all grabbed blow dryers and figured out how to get his steer washed for him and dry, not washed, he washed it, dried for him and ready for him to just walk in. And these kids have never dealt with a steer that weighs over 1,500 pounds in their life, and they did not know what to do with it, but they learned by doing. And they blessed Ryder, and they got incredible skills. I'm going to cry on that one because it was so amazing to see. We had lots of trophies. We had lots of grand champions. We had lots of amazing awards. Almost in everything that was entered, we brought home purple. And so the Nehalem Valley was represented very, very well. We had Riley Kelsey. I don't know if you know him, but Riley Kelsey showed up for turkey showmanship, and he showed his turkey, and he got reserve champion senior division. He answered questions that blew me out of the water on his knowledge and his confidence. Some of it was a little, you know, off the cuff, but he stood up there and he did a great job. And Riley Kelsey got an award from the fair because he went above and beyond, and he blessed everybody in the whole county by sweeping the whole entire barn, the whole entire barn. So, and we had, let's see, who else? We had Ruby. Had 2 entries in poultry. She did amazing in there, but Ruby was the person that was helping everybody be the best that they could be, and she made our area look incredible. She had more barn duty than anybody else, and we present our area like you're coming into our store. And if it looks bad, do you want to buy those animals? If there's poop everywhere or if our stalls aren't clean, you're not going to want to talk to those kids. And so Ruby was very instrumental with Lillian and Emmy and Carrie and Autumn on keeping our storefront looking amazing at all times. So we were very, very blessed for their ability to be there and clean when they got tired of it. So we did our first year in archery, and that was an amazing experience. We had Ryder get grand champion in his division. We had Titus get grand champion sportsmanship in archery. And so I think there was about 70 or 60 kids in archery. So that was, wow. Caroline Clark participated, and she did a phenomenal job. It is a very long event, and they did really well. We had Lillian, first year, show a rabbit. And I think if you would have offered her $1 million or show her rabbit and the experience she got, I think she would take the rabbit. The joy that you got to see on her face and the confidence that you got to see on her face after she showed and participated, and she went over to some other people's houses and gained experience before a fair, so she was ready to go walk into that arena. We also had her grandma, who was very instrumental. We had a lot of community support, we had family support, and we had parent support. That was just really, really cool to see this year. We had Robbie Graham, who's never shown before. He took a passel of rabbits and he got reserve grand champion. He was the second person to enter into the whole auction because of his placing. And he just kept winning and winning and winning. And he'll probably have to build up his muscles just to carry all those ribbons and awards. So we had Carrie and Evie that showed turkeys, and they showed chickens, and they did an amazing job, and their attitude was always positive. We had Titus, who brought the biggest steer that Clatsop County has ever seen, of over 1737. And he got to do that, and he was a barn superintendent, and he kept the barn going and helped with making sure the fair ran smoothly. And we had a new leader this year, Mike Powers. He's new to the community from California, and he just felt he was a little not understanding how our fair worked because he was from California. But one of our kids, I'll actually name him, he was a first-year kid, Devin Anderson, showed a goat this year. And Mike took him under his wing, and Mike was about ready to quit being on 4-H. But Devin walked in the first day of fair and gave him the biggest hug and said, "Thank you so much for all that you've done for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you." Melted his heart, and we want him back as a leader. So we have tons of things that we're going to share, but my I'm just gonna do a little marketing pitch. We need some more leaders. So if you know anybody that's interested in helping with home ec kind of things, cooking, animals, we need some more people to make it a really successful program. So that's my sales pitch. So if you guys know anybody, please keep them in contact with me and I'll let everybody else have a chance. So,
As you guys already heard, my name is Tyus Kano. I'm 17 years old. I'm the president of the Hannah Valley Livestock 4-H Club. It's my 8th year in 4-H, going to my 9th year, my last year. And I've shown everything from poultry to horses to guinea pigs. I'm not proud about the guinea pigs, but so this year at fair, our club did really good. We showed up, we suited up, we represented the Hannah Valley Livestock well. We were clean, as my mom was saying. We won the sheep award for cleanest area, so it's called herdsmanship, and we won the sheep herdsmanship award. A couple things that 4-H taught me responsibility, life skills, taking care of things. When I get back late, I still have animals that rely on me. They don't feed themselves. So just responsibility and how to take care of things, and seeing the process from farm, all the animals, all the food, everything, and how it goes right on your plate and how it gets there and the process to get there. I'd like to thank all of you for letting us use the barn and everything. It is tremendous help to be able to have our stuff in one central area. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ryder. This is my second year in 4-H. I'm 12 years old, and I really thank you guys for letting us use the barn. I've had a bunch of fun. I've learned stuff that I never knew. I just want to thank you guys again for letting us use the barn.
You bet.
Thank you.
That's so
My name is Sir. This is my first year before H. And, before H. And
Did you show your dog?
I showed my duck at the fair.
And how did that go?
Good.
What did they ask you? And did you enjoy showing your dog?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that the duck you showed at fair?
Yes.
What's the
I'd
duck's
be
name?
interested in.
No, I don't want to.
Does the duck have a name? Duck?
No, I've had ducks, thank you.
No, I thought you had a hole in your fence, so.
Hello, my name is Ruby Sperling. I showed my chicken for the second time in my second year 4-H, and I showed my meat turkey for the first time ever. And I got $400 off of my turkey at market.
Nice.
I showed a educational board in the exhibit hall, which got champion
And state fair.
at State Fair.
Wow.
And I showed an art piece, which got a blue ribbon. And I would like to thank you guys for letting us use the barn here. Like Titus and the writer said, this is really helpful. Keep all of our stuff in one place. So thank you guys for that.
Good job.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lillian, and I'm 12 years old, and I just finished my first year of 4-H. Today, I'm going to be talking about my club, the Hannah Valley Livestock. I have done this past year, and my goals are for this year. Last year, I took part in a cooking competition, the Pioneer Barbecue, and showing my rabbit, Muffin. I submitted my art, table setting, and flower arranging. I also helped out with herdsmanship and keeping the fairgrounds clean. My goals for this year are showing my rabbit, showing a chicken, and possibly raising a market animal. I wanted to thank the board for letting us use the school for our meetings and our activities. Thank you for giving me the time to share.
You.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Appleby. My husband is RJ Appleby and he is the archery leader. I just wanted to say, like everybody else, thank you guys for letting us use the barn. He's able to hold all the meetings for archery there, and we got to see some really amazing things within the kids that were a part of the group. They got to blossom and experience things that not all of them do. We're fortunate enough that Ryder did really amazing, but he's able to do that at home with his dad. But RJ's able to come and show kids how to do archery that don't get to do that at home with their dad. So I feel like that's a really amazing thing, and we're really excited. So hopefully next year we can rally in some more kids. So if you guys also know anybody in the community that not only wants to be a part of Nehalem Valley Livestock, but just the archery as well, they don't have to do both. It's a really amazing thing, and we'd like to branch it out to the community so everybody knows about it because it's really cool as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Again, I just want to say thank you for having us. And I'm going to backtrack on somebody that came up. I won't tell her by name, but she came to our first meeting and she couldn't even look us in the eye and introduce herself. She came up to me, talk to you. So this is what 4-H is. So thank you for your time.
Question,
Thank you guys.
are any of our kids going to actual state fair?
Yes, Tyler's will be doing a presentation on Friday, a live presentation, and Ruby's stuff will be presented at State Fair, and is anybody else that's on this? Autumn's stuff and Carrie's stuff will be at State Fair in the hall. So,
Okay.
any other questions for anybody, all the kids? Please ask them a question. So if not, we'll take our ducks and everything else.
I do want to say, because I know you and I have talked also outside of the last board meeting, and so for all the youth in here as well, you're absolutely correct. It's exciting to watch them grow. And not just I'm talking in terms of age, but actually standing up in front of from the community. And one express, thank you, but also the opportunities. And we, of all people here in the district, get to see this firsthand. And I'll say it again, I said the last time, this organization, I'm greatly enjoying what I'm seeing you guys do with these kids. I mean, absolutely wonderful. Aspects of like 4-H, you talked about some of these things you're looking for. I know we have in the district opportunities through newsletters and those kind of things. So communicate to us a little bit and we can see what we can put in there to help get the word out.
We plan on being at the back to school night on
Correct.
the 29th.
28th. Correct.
Yeah, things like this are definitely my favorite part about being on the school board is seeing, feedback like this. So thank all of you for coming in here and doing this.
I'd like to thank Duck also. That's
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. Oh, audience groups.
Not sure why they didn't want to stick around for the financial report, but
They just had a-
good stuff was just coming up.
I think the barn is more exciting.
Okay, that'll bring us to your 6.0 financial report.
All right, so first of all, on here, there's the expenditures, credit card, and check listings for June 2025.
The July ones are live.
That's okay. The July ones are not completed yet. I was going to do that today, set all the reports up, and Infinite Visions had other plans, so. So you'll look at those next meeting. Also on here is the plan for discrepancy in the 23-24 audit. So last month I received a letter from the state saying they had not received our plan of action for a discrepancy that was in the audit that I thought was all taken care of. It was for our, you have, I think TJ has the up there. It is for, reporting on the gymnasium project. It was on our spreadsheet that we have for fixed assets. And I had reported it incorrectly as fair market value estimate instead of the actual costs. That was corrected at the time. We went back and forth with the auditors, and I went back and forth with Brandon at the ESD, who's really great at this, at the fixed the fixed assets, and walked through how we're supposed to record the capital projects at that point. And so we fixed it there, but it was still in the letter that the auditors sent out in October 30th, saying that it was, even though it was corrected, they did have to say it was a deficiency. So I was to come up with a plan for the state. And so you'll see the plan of action on there. And this just needs board approval that this is the plan. So the district corrected the mistake. More knowledge surrounding the recording of capital assets will be obtained. And the business office will consult an accountant regarding the fixed assets sheet to ensure generally accepted accounting principles are followed. And then timeframe for the implementation, we just said from the date of error moving forward. So this is an action item and it needs to have board approval and signatures, and then I need to send this to the state tomorrow. But it does not affect our
So we need a
finances.
motion to approve the plan of action for Jules School District.
I'll make a motion to approve the plan of action for the discrepancy in the audit.
Dr. Salner, motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Don't glare at me like that.
Dr. Wu? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
And then the other thing I just wanted to talk about was late this afternoon, we did receive our fourth quarter timber revenue. It came in at $1,486,037.17. That puts us at, this will be in the financials next month. This puts us at, for the entire year, $4,224,095.47, which is roughly $2 million less than last year.
Remember what our last quarterly.
I can be cognizant.
Would be good. Thank you.
Do you have any other questions about the financials? About that?
Okay, that'll bring us to 7.0, principal report.
Well, it's nice to meet everybody. I'm really thankful to be here. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of start just a little bit about me. So I'm originally from South Central Indiana. I grew up in a place pretty similar to Jewel, actually. Whenever I drive by, there's, not as many mountains in Indiana, but definitely, the agriculture and kind of the rolling hills and kind of the, spaced out housing. It definitely kind of reminds me of where I grew up. So it's kind of nice to take the drive here and remind me of home whenever I drive by. So I'm just excited to be in this community. 3 out of the last 4 years, I was at K-12 schools. So that's kind of where my passion for that came from. The smallest school district I was at had about as many kids as Jewel, but in an area as big as I think the state they compared to is Delaware. So it's a big island on Southeast Alaska. So we had schools with about 10 kids, and we had schools with, I was at the big school with about 40 kids. So that's K-12. So it's definitely neat. But there are a lot of similarities that kind of drew me to Jewel. The big one was just the kind of community that I felt in Southeast was really close. I have training in evaluation systems and how to do balanced assessments, but the stuff that I'm really excited to bring here are the kind of community values that kind of mesh with the school and the community, and just made it a really special place. Kind of one really good example that I have is I came all the way from Washington. I took the ferry from Bellingham and we get there and there's no cell service. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. And then we get there and say, meet by the claw. And it's this old growth timber claw that's about as big as those 3 pillars put together. It's huge. And so we get there, and within about 20 minutes, there's 5 or 6 people that work for the school. They're helping us unload a U-Haul. And I'm moving there from Tacoma. So I'm like, what's the catch? What's going to happen? It's like a scary movie. I'm going to wake up and it's going to be there. But there was no catch. And it was just, that's what kept people in a really remote, isolated place, was just kind of the community that was built around the school. As much as I'm excited about data and test scores and all that stuff, I think that's kind of what I'm really excited to bring here. So everybody I met has been really supportive and has really big dreams for Jewel. And I've met a lot of great teachers and students, a couple of students. And what I'm really excited about too is just kind of telling the story that you all do. That was a really great presentation. And I mean, my eyes got a little sweaty. So, I mean, there's a lot of really good things happening here. So I'm just really excited to be a part of that. So, yeah, thanks for having me. And I'm excited to meet you all throughout the year. So that's that. As far as acknowledging new staff, I'm one, but we also have Suzanne Harris is here, and she is our new SPED director, and she's coming from Warrenton School District with over 20 years of service. She's also going to be taking on the role as preschool promise and special programs director. So we're really lucky to have Suzanne. And then we have Cameron Gore. He's going to be our new middle school humanities teacher, and he just wrapped up his master's in arts and teaching in secondary social studies with Lewis and Clark College. And then we have Bobby Sterling, and she is coming to the district as our new K-12 music teacher. She has over 30 years of music teaching experience, having worked at multiple schools at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. And then Christina Renville. Christina returns to the Jewel School District as our lead preschool promise teacher and is working with the new pre-K promise director to make sure that the start of the school year for our pre-K students will be great. And then we have Will Beatty, has moved to our PE and health world as our new physical education teacher for the district. And he has been working hard over the summer to prepare his classes for students and is eager to begin. And then last but not least is Martha Stevens. She has officially been hired on as a district ag teacher, and she'll begin her first official class in this new position starting on Tuesday, September 2nd. So that's really exciting. I was in Martha's interview, and really that was one of the things that drew me to the district too, is just watching these board meetings, trying to learn as much as I could about the district. And just, I had never taken an ag class, but I wanted to after watching her talk about it. So, again, like just telling the story of the school, I mean, there's going to be plenty to tell with the ag program. So I'm excited about that. And then back to school night, Jewel School District will be having a back to school night next Thursday, August 28th at 6 p.m. So staff and community partners will welcome back students with games, ice cream, and all of the information that's on this page needed for a successful year. We hope the families come out, meet their teachers, play some games, get your Blue Jay swag, have your questions related to registration, sports, or activities answered, have fun, and enjoy some ice cream. Overall, the goal is to build connections, share community information, and start the school year on a positive note. So excited about that. There's also going to be, I think, a kind of community dinner on the 20th to meet me and all the other staff members here. So yeah, overall, I've felt really supported and welcomed in this role, and I just appreciate everyone. And thanks for having me, and I'm excited to move the mission forward here at the school. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for coming down. And that was a Wednesday night, is the community?
Yes. Yep.
Mr. White night, okay. Is that the ice cream night?
No, it's 28.
Oh.
Pizza
It's gonna be a good couple weeks.
Yeah, it is.
Or we're doing pizza instead of spaghetti.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
You pepperoni guy?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. 8.0 was old business. We had none at this time. That will bring us to new business. 9.1 was policy review.
And so I threw some of these on here. For the most part, I won't go through them all unless you have questions. Just revising our student fundraising activities, also adding an AR for that as well. That is something that we have not had in the district, so we're including that, which is basically a fundraising form for an activity request form. You're going to see computer technology. We've had this in district policy for quite some time. We're removing that one and revising it with the new version OSBA's recommendation. And let's see, academic integrity. You're gonna notice there's artificial intelligence board policies coming through also. And so academic integrity, I was a little bit surprised after going through that we haven't had something in there, but that the very first thing came to mind, obviously, when thinking about AI.
Yeah.
And I want to be on the forefront with artificial intelligence through districts. I've been working with Abby throughout the last year and a little bit this year to make sure that our educators, our staff, our students are all going to be on top of the AI world as it continues to adjust. The ones that do want to open a little bit more for conversation, if you'd like to have some, is about the LICE policy. And it's been on here for quite a while. And so the current policy that's on there, I would like to scratch that. I have had multiple conversations last year. I do not want to do exclusionary practices. OSBA does not want to do exclusionary practices. Oregon Health Authority also does not want to go that route. And, you know, we talked about this very openly in public session, about how extreme sometimes the case may come through here in the district. So I just want to be very clear. Yes, I have done my homework with all the different agencies I need to talk with. I'm going to reach out again to Oregon Health Authority once again. I made connections with them, I believe, November, December last year, and we continued into the spring. And I understand the guidance. What I'm expressed here in this is that if all possible, we are keeping these kids in the building. That's what this draft, I want to make sure I'm clear on this, that's what this draft policy is here. Obviously, the board will make the approval on this one. But what I have added in here is if we have persistent or extreme cases, and I have made those phone calls and expressed what that is for our district. And I will say, and I put down here, student will be considered to have a persistent or extreme infestation if any of the following occur. So we have these three different contingencies here. Having live lice that are identified on 3 or more occasions within 14 calendar days, so within 2 weeks, despite treatment attempts. Number 2 would be a severe infestation is observed. Example, 10 or more live lice during a screening at one time. Or another one is a student continues to attend school with active lice infestations despite documented education, support, and resource provision from the district. And then we talked about exclusionary and reentry for persistent extreme cases. I did find a couple other school districts in Oregon. One is Roseburg School District that has some of this language, not this exact language in there, about some exclusionary practices. It's a risk for the district. I mean, that's very, I want to make sure that's very clear that if the district were to go down this route, is a risk for the district to do this. I expressed the severity of, it's hard to express it in such a small district, but the severity that we've had, we have seen in the district in the last year or so, and the effect that it has had in the classroom on individuals and on families. And I also know what comes through my office in terms of discussions and whatnot. I know what goes through our nurse and what goes through our health center, and the information and guidance we have been sending home every single time through this process. And when I say extreme, I am talking about extreme situations. For the most part, 99% of the time, we would never have to jump into this, but it's been rough. It's been a rough environment. So through my conversations with the state and whatnot, I'm expressing to them, and they said they haven't heard anything quite like what we've had to see sometimes in the district. So I'm proposing something because I'm not sure what else to do. We are a small district of 115 students or so, and I hear from our families, and this is one that continues to roar up and roar up and roar up. And I don't want to act on pressure at all. I do know that I do not want to lose families or students, but when I'm having recurring cases after case after case after case, I don't know what else to put in there. We provide all resources possible, and I feel like we can go beyond certain avenues, and nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. So I asked the school board, do you want me to try to find something a little more restrictive that goes against my nature as an educator? And so I felt the consensus, let's see what's out there. And so this is my proposal coming at you guys. We've never had an AR referralized policy, but I threw that in there also, explaining very clearly the steps, what would look like with all strengths and purposes that we would never have to go down that route of exclusionary practices. But it does come with risk. The OSBA would not recognize this. Oregon Health Authority also go against this as well. So, Anyways, I'm not asking you obviously to pass it at all. I just want you to take a look at it and give me your,
But this draft is your recommendation of,
this is if we should, if we're gonna put something in, yes, this is what I would recommend. It's by far lengthier than it's ever been in the district. But I also want to make sure we don't leave anything uncovered here. So that's what that one is. I just want to make sure before you go into this and beyond what you've already received earlier to look at this.
has there been any staff issues with this over the last 2 years? Staff having to miss work or?
Not staff, no. Students, yes. Other students, yes. Not staff.
Okay. Any questions? Discussion? I had the agenda, so I'm trying to update it. Okay, 9.2 is the update to the current policies that just had a name and email updates to the policy procedures.
22 is my
Okay,
section.
so that, I'm gonna change that. I just, because it used to be.
So the only thing I would be asking if you could pass this tonight, so we could just make sure we get this through. This is a sexual harassment complaint procedure, just making sure that names, reports, and complaints of sexual harassment should be made to the following individuals. That references myself, and then also Samuel White here as the principal, with the correction that my extension is 2422. And this is the same policy, GBN, JBA, R1, and then reverse JBA, GBN. Well, I tongue tied it, but same policy. So again, there's really nothing other than that. So if we could get that passed to the board, that would make it effective immediately here. Do we have a motion?
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the policy GBN-JB/JBA-AR1 and JBA/GBN-AR1.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Next point, superintendent report.
Well, not much on this one. I was hoping to have more. This, our property management person here, who we've been working with, has been really ill on the last Thursday, Friday. We're supposed to meet again today, and she's still ill, so we're now scheduling for Wednesday. The update basically is the new agreement that I have here that was, it's still in draft form. It still looks like it's in draft form, but we'll be going over this with the Loon property individuals to make sure that we're in conjunction with their agreements, with what they have for their contracts as well, because they have their contracts through their property management company, and this is an addendum to their contracts as well. So there's not much has changed in this one. If anybody, the board would like to see this, that's fine. I need to go through this with the property management commission. It's all clear. And then the idea is to set some time out so people who are living on our campus here, that we can schedule a date where they're going to come out. They'd like to make a face-to-face introduction to all the individuals here in the district who are residing in district housing, so they can walk through this process of what this is going to look like as a transition. So just want to give you a heads up that is still continuing to move forward here. Want to pick one once?
Yep, 10.2.
Okay, and then as Mr. White mentioned, so we've gone through the process of the agricultural program in the district, program of study that was officially approved, I believe, last Wednesday by Oregon Department of Education. So that was quite the process. It was not painful, it was just time consuming to go through the whole aspect of it. We did do interviews for the position. Obviously, I mentioned to the board when that was taking place. I think I did, or it could have been the advisory committee. I get everybody mixed up sometimes, but we had the advisory committee that was part of that process. They vetted any of the applicants that came through and gave the yes or no to the district to go ahead and vet the candidates through an interview process. And so we went through that process, and we made the offer. It was accepted by Martha Stevens. And so the schedule is all built, ready to go. ODE, we had to get the application process approved. They did, as I said, last Wednesday. And I was on the phone today with TSPC, making sure that the licensure between ODE approval and TSPC is going to allow her to have that license ready to go come September 2nd. And that will be a simple application we're gonna work on this weekend. We'll be good to go. So that's where we're at. And from that point forward, then we're just gonna be talking about making sure that that license turns into a full-time license, like you had with me for the superintendent position for the interim time. So other than that, it has no effect on the construction program, as you mentioned. It is an overarching EOS program of study for the district with the construction aspect underneath it, but it does not change the aspect of the construction. And we also had some individuals come in professional, taking a look at the welding station in there and looking at the revitalization grant with Northwest Regional ESD. The gentleman is coming out Wednesday to talk about what that revitalization grant might look like in conjunction with ag, construction, and throwing in some of the welding. And that welding station, after taking a look at it, is actually in pretty darn good shape. We're under the impression it may not be, but it's in pretty good shape. So envisioning out what that might look like to be able to incorporate that into the construction ag program. So in my words, things are looking, I'm going to use a pun here, pretty rosy.
11.0, audience clarifications. 12.0, board of directors time. Sorry, Director Womack.
I'm sorry I was late. Nice to meet you. Yeah, school's not too far around the corner here, it looks like. I just want to thank Corey for all of his time so far this summer. A lot of late night phone calls, questions and things I've called him on. But he's always been there. Thank you.
Even on vacation sometimes.
On vacation.
I think I barely missed his vacation. It was close. So no, he's always been there. I'm first. Thank you for your time, even after late hours. But yeah, then sorry I was late today. Class went a lot longer than it's supposed to.
Thanks, Hap.
Welcome, both of you, everybody. I'm anxious for schools to start. Everything looks great. Ag program, I'm excited about. 4-H excited about. I think we're going to have a wonderful school year and just keep going the way we're going. That's it.
Yeah, great presentation by 4-H here now, but I mean, that was, both times they've been here, it's been really, really amazing what those kids are doing. I know my son didn't do it this year and he regretted it instantly at the first day of fair this year. He was, I'm doing it next year. I'm like, okay, you know, so we'll see. Hopefully he'll do it again. Yeah, I mean, thanks for always answering the phone call. It's always, you know, it's always good to have those conversations when we need clarification. Great meeting you, Mr. White. Congratulations and look forward to all the future updates, how good the kids are doing and a lot of fun stuff. Dr. Dietrich.
Yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record, but the Nahum Valley Livestock, they really take the cake for the day, really. I mean, they really win the day. And I love it when they come in here just to break up some of the stuff that we do with some super positive things through decision-making that we make around here. So it's great. I love it. I wish they'd make appearances like that more often. And then welcome Principal Sam White. It's great to have you here. So thank you.
Dr. Saunders.
Yeah, hard to come up with anything new. Very pleased to meet you tonight, and we're lucky to have someone who has a lot of passion and experience with a smaller area, and there are unique things about it that I think will mesh well with your history. So welcome to you and our new staff. And I personally am super thrilled about the ag program. Seeing what it does for the children and our community is hard to put into words, and you can't even, you know, quantify it in black and white terms. But it's the passion that these folks have, Martha and the 4-H folks have, is just the springboard for a lot of good things in the future that I'm excited about.
That word spring.
13.0 items for future meeting. We have building use fee schedule. We have House Bill 2684 integrated pest management plan. House Bill 3083 panic alarm system. September. So that will be What's the September date on that? Is that just next month for sure?
Yes, yeah, for next, yeah.
So we are gonna move into executive session, so I'll need somebody to make a motion.
I'll motion that we adjourn to executive session per ordinance 192.610-2H to consult with counsel concerning the legal rights and duties of a public body with regard to current litigation or litigation likely to be filed.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll need to ask everybody to leave. Public. Do we have anybody? What's that? Oh, sorry, do we have a second? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good catch, guys.
Good job. Legislation body, Dual School Board will meet in executive session. Representatives of the news media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend executive session. All of the members of the audience are asked to leave the room. Representation of the news media or